DEUCES WILD, bitches!
Oh, my goodness gracious. Good Lord Almighty. What can transpire in a week? There's a lot of crap that can transpire in a week. Good Lord.
A lot happening, thrilling right now. We have the San Francisco Giants on. You got Webb on the mound, 54 pitches into it. They're at Houston in the juice box. And Webb with a little slider pulled foul. But Giants off to a pretty good start so far.
Yeah, no. I mean, 3-1, and they got a 3-1 lead on here. Webb just gave up a homer to Altuve a minute ago, but other than that, he's been doing real well. Adames had a 2-run double down the left field line, and Elliot Ramos hit a freaking sweeper. I thought it was just a regular line drive, and it got into the first row in left field. So seems like the Gigantes are liking hitting in Houston.
Well, dude, that place is a fucking launching pad.
Oh, man, I'd love to hit there every day. Good
It's
Lord.
funny because everyone talks about left field, how short left field is. It is. Center field obviously gets pretty cavernous. Yeah. But right field is really short there. So if you're
and then for a right-handed hitter going the other way, the ball actually travels even further. So
yeah, man.
But anyway, hey, so we got opening day, all right, and we all been waiting on this. Let's go, let's get the season underway, all that sort of stuff. And I don't know, I really didn't pay attention, but then all of a sudden I go, wait a second here. They opened up on Thursday in Cincinnati, and for the second time in 3 years, they had a Friday off day right after opening day. Absolutely stupid, whoever is making these schedules. You guys are fucking morons, all right? Once you start the schedule, you start playing. If you get a rain out, shit happens, play a doubleheader, you come back, whatever it might be, all right? But you don't have a day off on a Friday right after opening day, after you've been playing every day in spring training and all that. So whoever's creating all these schedules, they're morons. You guys were morons 2 years ago when you did it on a Friday off day in New York. Now you got a Friday off day in Cincinnati. You fucking morons.
Yeah, I think they're trying to sync up the schedules because I believe it was the Dodgers had Sunday off. It's just fucking weird, man. I mean, you're telling me you can't bag a Monday later in the year or a Tuesday? I mean, these are days that people want to go out to the ballpark.
Well, and then how about this one? So after I saw that, I'm like, oh, I'm going through this schedule with a fine-tooth comb. The Giants play two games, and it's the last 2 days in April in the NL West. Everything is out of our division. When has that ever happened? It never happened. So, once again, morons are running the ship.
Dude, what the fuck is on Webb's upper lip? That is fantastic, dude. He's got a goddamn caterpillar on there.
He's got a caterpillar?
Yeah.
All right.
It looks like a blonde raccoon, actually.
A blonde raccoon. All right. So since you find a way to bring up the tramp stamp or the trash on the lip, whatever you want to call it.
Flavor saver?
Yeah, flavor saver. That was our favorite. That was in the list, right? Okay. Yeah. This one is thanks to our good buddy in the chat room, Josh Turow. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Byrnes going from second to third with the grimace of all grimaces and no flavor saver. So you got to tell us about that, dude. What's happening there?
I just tried really hard, man.
Good Lord.
I wasn't as good as you. I couldn't hit like you. But
get out.
Man, I fucking hustled, man.
Dude, you're literally going from second to third, and you got the freaking garden hose coming out the side of your neck.
Isn't that great?
It is great. Which leads me to this. Hang on one second. Our buddies in the chat room. Dun, da, da, da. We have Eric Byrnes diving for the finish line. Oakland. Well, it's not Oakland A's, Sacramento A's, Athletics, whatever the shit they want to call it. But dude, tell us about the freaking. Well, in Milwaukee they call it the sausage race.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck they called it in Sacramento, but tell us about your come from behind victory.
Well, so I posted that video last night because I know in Oakland they had the mascot race in the 6th inning. And I know that because I partook in it one time. And the story that goes with that is that we were doing a fundraiser there for Let Them Play at the Coliseum. I was about to begin the trek across America the next day. So they're like, hey, look, to help promote the foundation and the triathlon across the country, you think you'd be willing to do the mascot race? And I'm like, fuck no. No, I mean, no. And so my boy Kowalski, of course, is like, we're in. I go, we're in. I said, you got a rat in your pocket? And I know they didn't ask you to do it, motherfucker. They asked me to do it, and I'm out. And he goes, nah, dude, you got to do it. You got to give the people what they want. And he gave me this pep talk. I got all fired up. I said, fuck it, let's go. So I figured it wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? I don't know. I mean, we run a quarter of the field or whatever the sausages or the Ricky Hendersons and Dennis Eckersley's, whoever else, Raleigh Fingers, they'd just be jogging. Well, they bring me out there. They're like, look, they're really slow. You got to wait a long time. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm waiting. He's like, yeah, let's wait till they get to home plate. I'm like, dude, are you sure? That's a fucking long way. They get to home plate. He goes, go. Dude, I start running. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking get there. And so I actually, if you look at the video closely, I cut across and I tighten in right like behind the catcher as dude's throwing a warm-up pitch. I don't know what the fuck he must have been thinking. And then I'm going, and I'm going, and I'm going. And all of a sudden you can see in the video, dude, I start slowing down, like lactic acid build up the whole bit. And I can't go any faster. And now it's really like slow motion. And then I make a dive for the finish. Beat those motherfuckers. The victory of my life. No doubt about it.
Hey, it was a very good come from behind victory over unforeseen obstacles. So I give you the old haha. The one thing that I will get on you about is, and don't think I didn't see this, you freaking give it the old dive, you come across the line, and don't think I didn't see that phone pop out of the goddamn pocket.
Right out of my back pocket, dude. Over my head.
You had an ejection, son. You need an ejection.
Well, what's amazing is that the phone popped out considering how tight the pants were.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I could see your skinny jeans you had on because your calves were all muscular and all that. I'm like, oh, he got it going on. He got it going on.
Well, you could have seen my ball sack if the jersey wasn't hanging over. Oh, dude. Hey, it reminds me, because I don't know how many people bet on that mascot race, but our title sponsor, Bet Online, the #1 online gambling destination for all the latest news, scores, odds, predictions. Go to Bet Online. You got MLB firing. You got the NBA firing. You got the NHL firing. You got the Final Four in college basketball happening next weekend. It is all there for you. And then if you are degenerate like I am, like I tell you every week, you want to go to the poker room, go to the poker room, go to the casino, go to whatever the fuck you want to go to, but make sure it's Bet Online. If there's a promo code area, which I've failed to check or read the new script that they keep sending me, but you know what? This is even better. If you go there, you type in the promo code BLEAV, capital BLEAV, they will give you 50% off your first deposit. And if they don't, well, that's just on me. I lied. But you might as well fucking try it, right?
Might as well try it.
The game starts here.
So, speaking of games, all right. I just saw this one. I saw this one like yesterday or today or something like that, where Freddie Freeman's missed a few games because of his reoccurring ankle, but then evidently he had a shower mishap, whatever that is,
Yeah.
and he missed yesterday's game, and I don't know if he's missing tonight's game or not, but they're playing pretty well, so he can afford to take a day off right now.
Well, dude, the Dodgers are in fuego. I believe 6-0 right now, trying to make it 7-0 tonight. It's the best start they've had since they've moved to Los Angeles. This is not a team that looks like they're going to lose either. There was one or two games that were somewhat tight, but for the most part, they've steamrolled everybody so far, Thrill.
Yeah, I get it. But what's this one?
That's Altuve looking a little more comfortable there in left field, making the switch.
Yeah, no. You know what? That's one thing I wanted to ask you. How did he move out there? Who they got at second?
I'll take a look, but it was like a waterfall effect.
Oh, is that what it was? Here,
and I guess his defensive metrics haven't been great the past couple of years. Let's take a look at the box score right now. Obviously, they didn't sign Bregman back, so
yeah, no, they didn't sign Bregman. Winds up over there in Boston. They got Brendan Rodgers playing second.
Yeah, from the Rockies, legit.
Yeah.
And his defensive metrics are some of the best of baseball. So that's why they wanted to move Altuve. Altuve at this point in his career didn't give a fuck. And I like the fact that he's taken this left field thing serious. And I know it's been an adventure, and I know he struggled in spring training. There's been a few balls so far this season that he's had a difficult time with. But, Thrill, that's kind of the beauty of the game, right? You get later in your career, and now you have this opportunity to try something different. I think this is good. I think it keeps it fresh for him, and I think this is a new challenge that I'm sure he'll tackle head on, and he'll eventually be great out there.
Yeah, that'll be good. All right. Let's see what else.
Well, what we want to talk about.
No, we're definitely going to talk about that here in a second, but I wanted to that came from yesterday was Mr. Jurickson Profar for the first time making an all-star team last year, having a career year, all that sort of stuff. 80-game suspension for PEDs. So, hello, McFly. Where do you think that came from?
Got him. It just it opens up a bigger conversation.
Yeah.
How many other guys are still using PEDs?
Well, and then not only that, he said he got, he got tested eight times last year and he didn't get caught. He gets caught this year. What did they do? They changed up the testing procedure, or that something got found or whatever it might be. So I don't know. Whatever.
Well, the irony is he got his new contract. He was playing on a 1-year deal last year with the Padres, had a great year.
Yeah.
Got paid in Atlanta. Now, on the flip side of the Los Angeles Dodgers are the team that's supposed to have the ability to contend with the Dodgers, especially when they get to the postseason.
Yeah.
Now they're 0-5, and beyond that, they have Profar, who's supposed to be a big part of that team, ineligible for the postseason. Now, he will be able to come back, play about half the year, but then he's gone for the postseason.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing about getting caught now. Okay, I'll get out there and I'll do whatever I do during the season, but then postseason, sayonara, sucker. So anyway, one of them things. But all right, let's hit it. Da, 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 da. We have what is known as a baseball bat, and we have what we used to call when I was a kid a fucking bam bam bat. It looks like something fucking Fred Flintstone used to walk around with. All right? I swear to God, I've got a bunch of questions about this already. And the first thing that I did was, when I found out about it, I went on the computer and I wanted to see what was going on. And in the first or second paragraph, no shit, in the first or second paragraph, it says that I know Volpe was one, and look, I love Volpe. You and I both love Volpe.
Yep.
Chisholm was the other one, but they said that whoever was doing the analytic metrics for the Yankees said that they were hitting the ball on the label all the time, otherwise known as you are getting the fuck jammed out of you. All right, and so instead of figuring out how to hit the ball right the fuck here, all right, instead of hitting it down here. No, what we did was we took the barrel of the bat. All right, here, let me get here. We took the barrel of the bat, we moved it down here. So here, you're going to keep getting jammed, we're going to move the barrel of the bat down here. In other words, rewarding fucking people that can't fucking hit.
Thrill, I knew you would have a field day with this one. The barrel has been moved closer to the hands to benefit those who get jammed more.
So in other words, it's like swinging like this. You got your hands, and then you got the fucking barrel. That's it.
That's it. I mean, you have like a sawed-off torpedo bat right there.
That's it. That's what it is. All right. So now people are asking me, well, how do you get away from that? How do you not do this? How do you not do that? I go, well, you know what's going to happen? Since you moved the center of gravity towards your hands, all right, that means the pitchers are either going to throw you away or they're going to start throwing you change-ups and make you hit the ball off the end of the bat. Ta-da-ta-da!
There's going to be a counter move here. You're right.
Oh, you know it is. Freaking Volpe hit a homer today, right? And it was Corbin Burns he was trying to throw a cutter away and he left it in, and Volpe turned on it, right? And he hit it about a little bit above the label, but it went out. And then the next time up, Burns did not miss. He fucking threw every cutter freaking that far off the plate. Volpe's up there.
Well, dude, it's not just Volpe. He was one of the OGs to go ahead and use the torpedo bat. But now there's a fuck ton of dudes around the league pulling it out. One of them being Ellie De La Cruz. Last night, using it for the first time, 2 homers.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know, look, that's the thing that's the beauty of, you know, these baseball bats. Okay. So, you know, you're taught, you know, to hit the ball here, right? Yeah. That's where you're taught to hit the ball. That's a sweet spot. That ball's going to go, right? But what people do is they start screwing around with the bat. So like this one has the cup intact. They'll take what they call a cupped bat and they'll cut a big chunk out of here, and it takes an ounce out the weight and kind of makes the bat a little bit less top heavy. All right. I didn't do that because of the advice of Tony Gwynn. Tony said, you got a solid piece of wood. Why take a freaking ounce out the end of the bat? Keep the solid piece of wood. All right. Here's another thing that people are doing. And this has happened lately, is they're taking the handle and they're making the handle like freaking this big. And what it is, it's like a counterweight almost. And so now you got the bat, you got this big ass handle on the end, and it, you know, it makes the counterweight, it makes the bat a little bit more balanced. So people have been screwing with bats since the beginning of time. This is the latest, you know, because it's New York and because they whacked all them homers in the first freaking 3 games. You know, they're, you know, oh my God almighty. Hey, look, you still got to hit strikes. And, you know, if people see that you're starting to like look for balls in on you, you know, so that you don't get jammed and you got more of the center of gravity, they're going to go away from you. And then they're going to throw you more off-speed stuff. So anyway, so it's just one of those things. But now it's just something else to talk about at the beginning of the season.
Well, it is, but I will tell you this. Right now, the results speak for themselves. And guys who are using the fucking torpedo bat are killing it. So I'm going to say let's pump the brakes because I do agree. You have managers coming out saying, hey, look, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian, it's the player, it's not the bat. I will tell you, fine. But when we start running some numbers here of guys using the torpedo bat as opposed to guys not using the torpedo bat, and we're looking at this, we're like, holy shit, man. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the case. We need a month. I need 30 days data telling me the numbers of guys using torpedo bats as opposed to those who are not using the torpedo bat.
There you go. All right, let's look at it this way, all right? And I might be getting way deep for some people here, All right. This right here, all right, is 35 inches. That is a big, long lever. All right.
That's a
There's a
man's bat,
lot
dude.
of
Yeah,
freaking
you realize like
buggy.
nobody swung 35 even when I played.
That's
Like,
my
one of us
ass.
was, like one of the only
So
ones.
so there's a lot of freaking buggy whipping going on when this big bastard comes through there. Now,
Yeah.
let's put it next to this. All right. Let me turn it around. There we go. All right. Let's put it next to this. All right. So, what you're basically doing is you're losing your leverage. If you ever took an engineering class or a geometry class, you learned about levers and leverage, and you know how the bigger lever is, the more leverage. And so that's why I tell a lot of guys when they're hitting, especially big guys, it's like stay tall. You know, you're 6'1", 6'2", and every time you and I do a hitting segment, you're like standing up tall like this. You're
Yeah.
using your leverage. I am using my leverage. Guys who spread out and squat down, you lose your leverage. Eventually, with these torpedo bats and all that, because you're moving the center of gravity towards your hands, you're going to lose your leverage if guys start pitching you a certain way.
I think the guys have to pitch a certain way though. But that's the most interesting thing that you've divulged tonight. And look, dude, nobody else is talking about that.
No.
They're just talking about the bats, and everyone's up in arms about how they're saying, hey, should they be legal? Should they not be legal? Whatever. But the great thing about Major League Baseball, and we've always said this, is that it has a way of policing itself.
Oh,
So
yeah.
all of a sudden, you motherfucking hitters want to go with the barrel right here. You're like, all right, I'm just going to pitch to there.
Right.
That's it.
Right. You know, and guess what? All right. So now you got a guy that moves his leverage down. All right. So now they start pitching him away, start throwing him changeups away. So how does he combat that? The only way to combat it is to move up on the plate. As soon as you move up on the plate, they're going to start freaking coming in on you, because when you get extended on the ball in, you're going to hook it foul. It's just strike one. So, you know, Major League Baseball has a way of figuring these things out, and these pitchers with as good a shit as they have, they're going to figure it out.
Yastrzemski with the base hit, 3-1 Giants. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Houston, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Yesterday, Kipe and Kruk started talking about
our guys.
This is so good, man. They started talking about the juice box, right? And they were saying how great of a stadium it was. And then Kruko said something about how John Miller rates stadiums when the foul balls easily reach the upper deck. It makes it intimate. And they were saying how much better of a ballpark that the juice box was compared to the Astrodome. And then Kai proceeded to say, yeah, but my bathroom was better than the Astrodome. What are your thoughts?
Well, let me get this one off my chest. All right. So you had a clubhouse that was, I don't know, second level, third level. You'd have to come down these steps, and you would walk under the third base bleachers to get to the dugout. Well, there was no walkway. They just had a bunch of pieces of plywood down there. And the whole time you're walking, like these rats and shit are running in front of you. And the first time I ever saw it, I was like freaked out. I was like, oh my God, you know? But then after that, I'm like, oh, fuck. And so what I did was I told my dad, and Josh knows this story. He's heard it a bunch. I told my dad, I said, hey, bring me a freaking pellet gun from home, because, you know, he was in Houston. It was 4 hours from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he goes, what do you need a pellet gun for? I said, I'm going to be taking target practice. At what? And I told him the whole story. He goes, can I come with you? I'm like, yeah, come on. So we're up under the bleachers, and we're like, pew, pew, pew. And we're killing 10 or 15 rats every day before the freaking ball game starts.
Ha!
So
Incredible,
welcome
dude.
to the Houston Astrodome, all you ladies and gentlemen, right there. That's an inside story. And then you get out on the field, and the Astrodome was what it was. It wasn't the greatest turf in the world. It was a big ballpark. you had to really crank one to get it out of there. And the Astros were always our division rivals, so it was always a fun place to go play.
Yeah, but in 1969 when it opened, or whatever fucking year that it was known as the eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah,
The sporting world had seen nothing like it.
yeah, but it was also like part of like a World's Fair too. So that had a lot. That had a lot to do with it too.
Well, look, the Astrodome was always a majestic place for me because of the movie Bad News Bears Breaking Training.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I get it.
So cool, man. I mean, I think about it often when we take the Let Them Play boys out to Houston to play, and we play there at least once a year. And we go out to Texas, and here's we're the best team in California, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're the best team in California, and we go play the best team in Texas, and it's like the Bad News Bears. It's the same shit, man. Really cool.
Hey, you know what? A lot of fun stuff. I mean, some of those older ballparks, they had their own little mystique about them. Montreal was the shithole of shitholes. I'm sorry, Pepe Manuele. I'm sorry, but it was. The AstroTurf was terrible. Every time we went to Montreal, we got somebody hurt. But Montreal, there was a big gap underneath the back of the dugout, and so all of our stupid ass relievers would after you'd come in off the field, you'd be sitting on the bench, and the stupid ass relievers would sneak up. They'd crawl up from behind you, up underneath the bleachers and shit, and they'd spray a little butane on you, and they'd fucking light your shoes on fire, so you'd have a hot foot in the dugout. And oh my god, my rookie year, I don't even know how many freaking hot feet I had. I'm like, will y'all stop burning my goddamn shoes? Y'all are killing me here.
Did any of those hot feet ever go wrong? Where all of a sudden the fire?
You know what? They for
Exploded?
their benefit, they actually did a pretty good job, because that's the first thing I was expecting. I was expecting it to go woof, and then kind of take over the whole uniform, and you run around out there burning, but it didn't. So anyway.
So, I mean, Montreal, the Astrodome, Three Rivers Stadium.
Oh God. Let's go. All right, let's go over the list. We'll start in the way northeast, Montreal. Then we come down, Pittsburgh, Philly.
I played in the vet. That was a shithole.
Yeah, yeah. Cincinnati Riverfront, Kansas City Kauffman Stadium.
That was nice, though. That's always been nice. Anything that's got waterfalls, man.
Yeah, yeah. Then you had St. Louis, Busch Stadium. Then you had Houston. Then you had the Metrodome, Minnesota. You had the Kingdome, Seattle. I mean, there were a lot of AstroTurf fields back then.
What was the worst of the worst?
Montreal, because of the turf. The turf was just terrible. I mean, it had big gaps in it, and so you would literally have to play away from one of the gaps, because if you had a ball that hit that gap, you didn't know where it was going. I mean, it might kick back at you and hit you in the face. It might kick away from you. You're on spikes on AstroTurf, and you got a hole that's missing. You might twist your ankle. I mean, there was so many things that were going wrong in Montreal.
Webb just got out of it with a double play, give up a knock to McCormick. But here we are, the Giants up 3-1. So far, they're 3-1 on the season. Thrill. They had a great spring training, man.
They had a real good spring training. I mean, they started out like a house on fire, like 12-2, and then they lost a few ball games, but then they won a few at the end. It's going to be interesting right now, because Webb, like you said, he went through 6. He's got 83 pitches right now. I would definitely imagine he's going to run back out there for the 7th, without a shadow of a doubt.
A guy like that, I mean, let's just run him up to 100, right? Isn't he trained to do that?
Yeah, he's trained to do it. Plus, on top of that, a sinker baller gets better as he gets tired, because the ball moves more. So for me personally, it's like, go get him, big boy. This is why you're our number one, No, hey, here's another one for you. Because I got this one from Tommy Luke. Thank you, Tommy Luke. we talking about the torpedo bats, and then there was a big brouhaha about the outfielders having big gloves, and so they're doing the memes with the humongous gloves. As Aaron Judge with a humongous glove. Hey, look, as far as the gloves go, I mean, if I could have at first base, I'd have used the hockey goalie glove if I could have, but they limited it to a size, and till this day, everybody and their grandma, they're going to get as big as you can get without kind of going over the edge.
Dude, I used a 13-incher.
Really? In the outfield?
So when I was in college, I got my glove from Big Five, and it was a Spalding glove, and Spalding, yeah, whatever. Spalding had stopped making gloves by the time I got to the big leagues, and so Nike then started making gloves, and so Nike came to me and they're like, "Hey, look, if you're willing to go head to toe in all Nike shit, we'll sign you. Other than that, like, we're not interested, right? If you just want to wear the cleats or you just want the batting gloves, we're like, we need you head to toe. We need someone wearing the gloves." So it was myself, it was Chris Singleton, and it was Ray Durham. And that was it. And we were the only 3 head to toe Nike athletes. And we were basically the only 3 that were willing to use their fucking dog shit gloves. I told you the story before where Jermaine Dye had enough of the Nike glove. He's like, dude, this thing's a piece of shit. It's like plastic. So he took my glove and he got rid of it. He put a fish in it in Seattle.
Oh my God.
And then he replaced it with like one of the Rawlings Gold Glove things, right? Like real nice outfielder's glove, all broken in. And he had cut out the little hole where it said Rawlings, and he put a Nike swoosh in there so I could use it.
Oh, that's freaking dynamite. I love it. That's
cool,
freaking awesome. So here's something, you talk about customizing things, all right? So this is what I did at first base, being a first baseman. I could not have a flimsy glove. If I had a flimsy glove, the strings would break. And on top of that, it wouldn't hold its shape. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's look at your hand, all right? So you got your thumb part, and your thumb part comes up. Okay? Then you got the back side of your glove, and it makes like a J shape, right? Okay. And so here's the pocket of your glove. So when you squeeze like this, the ball sticks in the pocket. Okay. Yeah. So in order to get this piece of plastic and this piece of plastic to be stiff enough to keep the glove to shape, I doubled up the piece of plastics that were in there. So I told Rollins, I said, double up the plastic here and double up the plastic here. And so this all like formed around the baseball, but yet this stayed stiff to where the ball would not come out of the glove. And on top of that, the glove would not lose its shape.
Dude, I had no idea they ever had plastic in a fucking glove.
Oh, you take the glove apart every now and then.
It's just
take the glove apart every now and then. There's especially the first baseman's mitts and the catcher's mitts. It's damn near a bunch of plastic in there.
Hey, what do we know about this guy, Christian Koss?
Christian Koss, we got him last year in one of those moves that we had, and the dude freaking raked, believe it or not. But he was hurt a little bit last year, but he made the team out of spring training, and he had a good spring training. He's a gritty gamer. He gives you a great at bat. He knows the strike zone, and I'm hoping he sticks around.
Yeah, UC Irvine kid.
Yeah. Hey, here's one for you, Tommy Luke. While we got a break in the action since there's a pitching change. One of our classmates at Jesuit, this guy's class of 81. His name's Eric Matson. He started making these jackets. Check this out. And he sent me one. So it's got, come on. It's got.
That's badass.
Yeah, the stick, World of Thrill Clark. And then over here, it's World Series. He's got all kinds of names on them, like Bobby Bonds, Torpedo, Gary Lavelle, Rod Beck. All right, on one side. And then On the other side.
That's our double sky points, right? The guys.
Dude. And then he did the shit on the back too. Look, Giants patches and old Giants stuff and World Series patches. It's Eric Matson, and he's starting up a company. It's called Nostalgic Jackets, but he doesn't have a website yet. So you guys might want to be on the lookout for it. You know, and the reason I brought it up is it's actually a denim jacket, but it's kind of heavy, and so it'd be perfect for going to the games at San Francisco when it's a little cool at night.
Dude, I'd pimp the fuck out of that jacket.
No, I guarantee you'd pimp the hell out of it. But Tommy Luke and I graduated in 82, and this guy graduated in 81. He was actually the co-captain of the swim team. And he reached out to me, sent me the jacket, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to wear the shit out of it. So anyway, thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. There's your plug. Now get your fucking website up and running, Jack.
Yeah, I certainly will raise one up to that jacket. That is fantastic. So Thrill, with the season underway, the Giants rolling here. It's Casey Schmidt at the dish. Looks like he hit this ball decently well, but probably going to be caught. Isn't it crazy you just kind of tell a ball's going to be caught right away? Am I here? Am I not here? Is Thrill here? Is Thrill not here? Thrill's frozen on my screen. Of course, we go to the chat. If we didn't have the chat here, I know what we'd do. Okay, Thrill is frozen. All right, someone text Thrill. Tell me he's frozen. Can you guys see me? Or am I frozen too? Maybe Elena says, oh, you see me. All right, Garrett. I appreciate that, guys. Okay, let's move on because at some point Thrill will be back. We got Arizona 7-4 over the Yankees today. So I read a thing earlier today how Arizona in the first 5 innings was going to be a fucking fantastic bet because they had Corbin Burns going. He had dominated the Yankees in the past. Yeah. And sure enough, I'm like, yeah, I like Arizona in the game. And I know this is the exact reason why I hate those first 5 inning bets. I'm like, no, I do like Arizona with Corbin Burns. But basically you were betting against the Diamondbacks bullpen. Well, Arizona was trailing the Yankees after 5 innings. And then they scored 5 runs in the top of the 8th. This is what I'm trying to get at here. The undercover team in the National League, as now all of a sudden I'm looking at my screen, I'm fucking frozen. But the undercover team in the National League West is going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks. I say undercover. You have the Dodgers, who are the Dodgers. You have the Padres, who they've gotten off to an undefeated start. Thrill, are you there? Oh, I love the internet. I really do. I don't even know what to do at this point. Yeah, the 5 spot in the 8th, Bill. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still see me? If you're listening on, we might as well just roll with audio only. Let's do this. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, you want to join us live to some shoddy video coverage. I will say that there's been a fucking blizzard outside here for the past 2-3 days. So not to make an excuse for my shitty internet or whatever, but let's try to get Thrill back on here. Around the scoreboard, Twins 5, White Sox 3. White Sox are 2-2. They've got off to a nice start. Kansas City losing to Milwaukee 4-0. Milwaukee's 0-4. They've gotten fucking absolutely demolished in their first 4 games. Kind of had a feeling they were going to come out and play well tonight against KC, and they have thus far. Angels. That's right. The Angels are 3-1, taking on St. Louis. They're 3-3 in the middle of the 9th inning, going to the bottom of the 9th in St. Louis. Giants 3-1. You got Cleveland and San Diego. Like I said, San Diego 5-0 to start off the year. Cleveland's 2-2. They're going to the bottom of the first, 0-0. How about Detroit? They get swept by the Dodgers, and who could blame them? I mean, that's the super team of all super teams. But they won last night in Seattle. They're up 2-0 right now. They had a tough task. The Mariners, Logan Gilbert, who's filthy. 1 inning pitch, 3 hits. This is a guy that's had all kinds of success. Seattle was heavy favorites tonight, but it's 2-0 Detroit. LA and Atlanta still getting ready to go. You got to respect the Dodgers, who start at 7:15. 0-0, the A's. I mean, we'll get to that with Thrill in a minute. But the A's last night, what a fucking debacle. Holy shit, man. It was basically as bad as it could get. You get thumped 18-3. I guess he had other sorts of issues in Sacramento. It looked great to be on TV. It really did. Texas, 1-0 over Cincinnati right now. No, never mind. That was a final. 1-0. Cincinnati did score 1 fucking run. Nathan Eovaldi shut them out. Mets lose to Miami in Miami. Look out for the Fish this year. They're 4-2 right now. They won 4-2. Kind of like the Giants, 3-1. They're winning 3-1. Tampa Bay wins again. They're 4-1. Pittsburgh goes to 1-5. Pittsburgh's dog shit. No bueno, man. Tampa, they're enjoying playing at George Steinbrenner Field, and then Toronto 5-3 over the Nats. All right. Look, I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to call Thrill. I'll try to get back on with them. Whatever. Let me see if I could do. We will. I hit this. That doesn't do anything. I don't think. I'll go to settings. Also, this thing's gone to FaceTime. This thing's out. I mean, everything just kind of collapsed all at once. Let's see. Here. I can't do exit stream. Do you guys have me on video? And then the question becomes, how do we get Thrill back? Are you guys in for a phone call? This is dial up Will. This is actually kind of fun. Hold on. I can't go to him as Will Clark in my phone. He's Thrill Clark in my phone. Let's see here. You guys ready? If you can still hear me, which I have no idea. This is good. You guys got the
This is 504.
Oh. Dude, maybe Thrill just kind of fell off the face of the earth. As so long as the audio is good, Battleborn. You guys deal with Thrill. One of you guys call Thrill. You guys figure it out. I mean, there's enough Thrill family in here. I can't even X the frozen picture out. Now I go to settings, and we'll go to Mevo. Am I back? I have a feeling I'm back. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's watch some baseball. Yeah, internet issues out there. Dude, he's been freezing a while. All right, Logan Webb, 6 strikeouts tonight. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs. Christian Walker, former Arizona Diamondback and South Carolina Gamecock. I don't know why I emphasize the cock so much. But he strikes out. Good player. I remember watching him in the College World Series. And then, I don't know, it wasn't that much long later, I'm watching him in Reno. You remember him, Battleborn. For the Diamondback, he hit 3 home runs in a game. All right, Diaz at the dish now. Like a little play-by-play. Ball in the dirt.
Hey, you got me?
Oh, I got you, dude. What a pleasant surprise.
Look at me go now.
That's good, man. You're back.
Yeah, I'm my own IT guy now because Leslie leaves me hanging all the time. She sent me this new stuff, and I don't know. It says cable was not connected and all that. I'm like, how can a cable not be connected if we're on for fucking 50 minutes already? Plus
And we
30
didn't
minutes in
touch
the
it.
chat room.
That's dude. Sometimes shit happens, man. I mean, we
So
just
anyway,
roll with it.
so anyway,
You know, I did call you, which was cool. I called you on the phone. We're gonna do dial thrill. So
Look at you. Dial up thrill. So anyway, so we're back, but like we said before, Mr. Webb is in the old bottom of the seventh here.
99 pitches, thrill. I mean, this is it for him. It's got to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, he's trying to work out of it.
That's nasty. See ya. Holy shit. I didn't write. I mean, maybe I haven't been paying attention. Did you see the color of Adames' glove?
Who's that?
Willie Adames has got a fucking purple glove.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I don't know why it's
I
just
can't see that far from behind you, but I know one thing. Everybody said that, not only does he play every day, but they said he can pick it out there at short too. So I'm glad to see it.
Yeah, me as well. So, how's the weather out there, by the way, in Louisiana? I'm just curious.
So it's been pretty good. We had a bad storm come through the other day, but other than that, we actually could have used the rain, so it wasn't no big deal. But other than that, it's been pretty good. So anyway,
so we've got
Big Mike's on here. Big Mike's on here. He just loaded me up a bunch of ammo. He's sending me some ammo, so I'm all appreciative of Big Mike. So he's getting a little care package in the mail here pretty soon. And then
is he sending you special bullets?
Yeah. And then Tommy Luke, he's gonna go to my ranch without me. He's gonna he's having his own weekend. Him and some of my other crazies, they're gonna have their own weekend. And then
where does Tommy live?
Tommy lives north of New Orleans, across the Lake Pontchartrain, a place called Mandeville.
And you guys graduated high school together?
Yep, same class. We were friends. We were on a baseball team together, all that sort of stuff. And then Josh is out there in Northern Cal. We had a freaking Rodolfo sighting earlier on. Rodolfo hadn't been in the chat room, and Rodolfo was the first guy in the chat room today. And then our normal Linda, she shows up. Big Mike showed up. But we had a bunch of other people that just got in there pretty good. Austin Horton got in there. Let's see, who else? Wes Tankersley was in there early. Jason, Big Mike's brother, he jumped in there a little bit, so we got it. And then Garrett's a new dude. Garrett served in the armed forces, so congratulated him on his service.
Yeah, thank you for your service, Garrett.
Yeah, and let's see. Oh, Michael Gerson is in here. So I mean, we had a bunch of Reza came back for a little bit. So we had a bunch of regulars, and then we had some newbies pop in. So it's been a good little run of things.
So Thrill today, Nathan Eovaldi, he Maddoxed the Reds, and that is basically under 100 pitches in a CG shutout.
No, really?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
You don't see that too often anymore now. People don't challenge people early in the count no more.
Well, and these pussies don't fucking throw enough.
Yeah. Hey, they showing this right here on the board behind you. Did Jung Hoo hit a double right there or what?
Yeah, he's on second base.
That was pretty good. I could see over the top of your shoulder. That was a pretty good swing he had right there. And he's facing a guy by the name of Steven Okert, who used to be a San Francisco Giant.
Yeah, I remember Steven Okert.
Yeah, left-hander came through our minor league system. I know Steven well. Now he's with the Astros.
Well, that's good for Lee, huh? I mean, this is a guy we certainly want to get going.
Yeah, we definitely want to get him going for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. Another guy we need to get going is Lamont Wade. Lamont,
he's 0 for 3 with 3 punch outs tonight.
Yeah, he's over three punch outs. He's had a bunch of punch outs already. So we need to get him swinging the bat like he's capable of and putting the ball in play, all that sort of stuff. So
you know what we need? We need Bryce Eldridge to get that fucking thumb healthy and him to.
Oh, here we go.
A player he's capable of being. We need to get his ass to the big leagues.
Yeah, he's still dealing with some hand issues. I don't even know if he's playing yet. I talked to him last week, and he said he had wrist problems and some other stuff, and so he was actually getting a cortisone shot, trying to see if that helped. If that didn't help, they were going to start talking about surgery. So,
well, dude, hold on a second. He's saying, Battleborn has said, hey, Lamont Wade is, not like Rafael Devers, who's obviously struggling mightily. But right now, he's 0 for 16, dude. I mean, that's not a great start.
No, let me go check him out. I'm going to go up here and find out.
Oh, Chappie, you got to put the fucking ball in play, man. That's a tough one. I need something to get that guy over. I really do. That's not the time I want to strike out.
Yeah, no.
I would be happy that when he comes into the dugout too. I'm like, hey, bro, I get it. That's never trying to strike out. We got to get that job done.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it right away. I'll tell him tomorrow. I'll let him cool down a little bit.
There you go. You tell him, and we'll go from there. So.
I'll tell him tomorrow, though, right? Like I'm not going to be this year right away, but I'll say about yesterday in that at bat against a lefty, you should fucking handle no problem. Here's what I need done.
All right. So now let me ask you this, because I follow the Giants, and I follow specific dudes on other teams. What's going on with this Devers that y'all are talking about? What's his problem?
He's getting his dick handed to him, man. It's bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but this is
the guy. Is that the guy from Boston that said that Bregman's not going to take my position? I'm the third baseman. Is that guy?
Yeah, but he's not the third baseman. He's a dog shit third baseman. He's fucking DH now, and he's just doing terrible.
Oh no, that was the other one
earlier. Okay, yeah, you just got me to flinch, man.
Okay, I was like, oh Jesus.
He's hitting 30 this year, by the way.
I don't know about that.
I think he will. He's hitting 300 right now with 1,100 OPS. He's already got 3 homers, dude. He's hitting 30. I'm telling you, mark my words right here. We'll go back to this DEUCES WILD on April Fool's Day, 2025. Yeah. And when Elliot Ramos hits his 30th in, let's call it like early September, we're going to be talking about, hey, can he get to 40? The answer to that's no, he's not. But he'll get to like 32, 33.
Hey, here's one for you. All right. The San Francisco Gigantes started the season on March 27th. And if you look at the back of my baseball card, my first game was April 8th. That's when I hit my homer off of Nolan Ryan. They literally have moved up the season damn near 3 weeks, or 2.5 weeks for sure. And that's because of the new rounds of playoffs and all that craziness. So
it's a new rounds of playoffs, throw, but it's also the fact that the MLBPA has got these guys more off days.
Hey, your wife just chimed in. It's her birthday, your wife?
April 8th is her birthday, yeah, Thrill.
Look at you go, smell-o-vision lady.
Yeah, well, what is for smell-o-vision, honey?
Yeah.
Hey, so I asked her to put on some baseball earlier. I'm like, hey, turn on the Giants game, please.
Yeah.
And she turns on the TV, and next thing it's ski racing.
Hey, she put on there, being the loving husband that you are, you took her to the inaugural game at Petco for her birthday.
Dude, you're not going to believe this shit, man. As you're frozen up again, but I actually took my wife to the Padres opening game at Petco Park when they opened the ballpark. Now, I met Tara when she was a Pod Squad member, the backup Friar in San Diego at Jack Murphy Stadium. But I stuck with her. And
with her. Oh, nice job.
A few years later, they opened up Petco, and Jack Murphy was done. And I had an off day, a fucking off day, man. And before we start our season. And so I flew down to San Diego to take her to that Padres game. And somebody for the Padres, I keep wanting to say it's Katse. It wasn't, though. It was somebody within the Padres left me tickets. And I had the worst fucking seats in the house, man. I mean, I'm talking nose. I was a current big leaguer, dude. And I had left field seats as far up and left as you could fucking get. Terrible.
They freaking nosebleeded you.
Oh, it was awful. Bob Uecker seats. That's exactly
Oh, Lord.
Here's Yastrzemski, dude. He had a good swing last time up.
So Mike has a tendency to every now and then he'll be up there and he like ducks his head, ducks his shoulder in there. And when he does that, his back shoulder drops and he's up onto the ball. And that's kind of what he did on that last swing. If he ever stays upright, that's usually when he rakes.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, just trying to create that leverage.
Yeah. Watch your face. Get out the way. Hey, you even said it, Tara and the Friar and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's really freaking tough, dude. When you're dating Miss California, you really got it tough. I'm just letting you know that.
She was a backup Friar, dude. Don't give her too much credit.
She was the backup Friar, but she was still Miss California, all right? All right, so don't even chunk that shit on out there for me.
Oh, Webb is done. You see that? The Giants leave Lee at third base.
Yeah, not good. We couldn't get him over to third with nobody out, and so anyway, one of the things.
Thrill, you're wearing a shirt tonight. I want to talk to you about this.
Yeah,
this is good.
So
hang on. Let me overthink this.
Hang on. Let me overthink this.
The game of baseball, right?
All right. Is that not perfect or what?
That's fucking perfect.
I mean, if there's a baseball shirt, this might be one of the better ones, It's like, okay, I got it. I know he's going to throw a fastball away. And you get in the batter's box and you go, whoa, what if he throws a breaking ball? Oh, what if he tries to throw a fastball in? And you start having all these thoughts go through your brain, and then you're like super screwed. And so, as I got older, when all that shit would creep in there, I'd call a timeout. I'd back out the batter's box, and I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Stay with your game plan. And the catcher would be looking up at me going, who are you talking to? I said, I'm talking to myself.
How often did you talk to yourself through the course of your career?
Oh, a bunch. I had some of these, and we talk about it. I tried because you get this big bastard rolling. You don't want to try to check swing because you damn near break your wrist, right? And so there were a few check swings that I was able to hold up on, but then there are a few check swings there was no fucking way I held up on, right? And the umpire wouldn't even freaking appeal down to third. He'd just go, one of them numbers. And I'd turn around to him and I go, why the fuck didn't I hit it with that swing? I said, shit, I'd have hit a double as fucking far out in front of home plate as I went. And then him and the catcher would start laughing and shit, It's just a way to break up the monotony when you're up at home plate.
Yeah. Battleborn Mike had the best line of the night. She said, she might be a he might be a she, whatever. Battleborn Mike said, Miss California dating a backup outfielder must have been love.
Wait a second, Battleborn. It was a backup outfielder with a backup Friar. So, I mean, two backups, dude.
That's exactly what it was. It was love. The backups connecting.
The backups fell in love. You gotta love it.
It's so good, dude.
No, it's so good. Hey, man, we have so much fun on these shows. God almighty. And then, what's even better? What's even better is when, you get off and, because all these guys are all our friends, I started getting texts. And it's like,
the conversation continues, right?
It's like, dude, that freaking show was awesome, and stuff like that. So, but tonight I knew, especially early on, we'd have plenty to talk about with the freaking torpedo bats and suspensions and all that sort of stuff. But They have got to figure out a way to do the fucking schedule better. That's
Watch
just
this jump, dude. Watch this jump, though. Look at this. Insane. I mean, I can't tell you how good that was, that first step. It was here, boom, like right away, open up right, watch him. I'm glad they picked up on that. They went back and they showed it because he made that fucking play look easy. That wasn't.
Yeah, he made it look easy, and that wasn't easy because he had to go a pretty good ways.
No. All right, go ahead. Sorry, man, I interrupted you.
No, you good. Big Trey Clark just walked in here.
Hey,
What's up, Trey?
Hey, Big T.
how you doing? How you doing, Eric?
We got everybody in the chat room today. Watch out here.
Okay.
All right.
Trey, what do you got for us, man? You usually always have something.
Well, right now I'm working in Albertsons I'm working in Albertsons in Airline Highway in Prairieville.
How's that going?
Good.
All right. The big thing. You need to tell Mr. Eric because we had to do a big promotion about Bet Online. Tell him about your Final Four.
My Final Four was Auburn, Florida, Duke, and Houston.
He picked all of the freaking number ones, and he's in the Final Four right now.
Yeah.
You know what's
going
funny?
on?
I've done this every fucking year. I've put not every year, but I've gone 1-1-1-1. I'm like, I'm going to play the odds. These are the guys that should be in the Final Four. And it never happens. And then, of course, this year, for the first time I think, right? You have 4 number ones.
It's been a while
I think
since
it's the second time it's happened.
second time it's happened, but it's been a while, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Normally there would be like upsets and stuff like that happening.
But now all the number ones.
Yes.
All right, so out of the 4 number ones, who did you pick?
I picked Florida to win it all.
Florida?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to have to go to Mr. Eric, and I'm going to have Mr. Eric make a bet for me.
Okay.
All right, this is for the TC man.
Mm-hmm.
How are they? Is Florida going to be? Well, number one, you got to have Duke's got to get by Houston. I mean, that's going to be an insane.
Hey, you know what? Josh is chunking his apples in the Duke parade right there. But everybody's got their choices. But it's the fact that all the number ones played up to snuff when they needed to.
Well, Cooper Flag, and I don't know shit. I don't think I could name another player in the Final Four, but I do know Cooper Flag. And this guy's a bad motherfucker. He plays for Duke.
I got you.
So, yeah, I mean, it's it'll be interesting, man. I'm off to North Carolina tomorrow, by the way. Big pickleball.
What you going to North Carolina for?
Pickleball.
Oh no! Oh no!
Why else? Why else do I?
He's going for glorified badminton.
Oh,
hey, I got to tell you right now. All right, I got to tell you right now because Big Mike witnessed it. All right. We had a pickleball court set up at the ranch this year. I even took a picture and I sent it to you with me with a pickleball paddle. But I'm just letting you know, all right, the pickleballs, aren't they like big wiffle balls, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Okay.
Same thing.
I'm just letting you know that the problem we had at the ranch this year was that the Labrador Retrievers were retrieving the pickleballs and they were chewing up the pickleballs.
That's not good.
So the pickleball court kind of went by the wayside because it became Labrador Retrievers retrieving the pickleballs.
Yeah, but then again, it gives the dogs something to do. I remember when you told me, Thrill, you're like the kids. I think they're your brother's kids.
Yeah,
we're out there all day.
All day. They had so many pickleball games. I was like, Jesus. I was like, even Eric's not that into pickleball.
Oh yeah, I am. I could do it all day, every day. I'm actually, dude, like I said, we got two feet of snow here over the past few days. And so I've been stuck up in Truckee. And I've essentially been doing 2 things. I've been playing pickleball in the house as you get a base hit right here. And then the other thing I've been doing is snowboarding. So I've been going snowboarding in the morning and then pickleball in the house the rest of the day. Victor Carantini with the base hit, Thrill. They got the tying run on first base.
Jose Altuve.
And you got Mr. Altuve coming up.
Yeah.
I
noticed that he's been trying out left field lately.
Yeah, so we even talked about it. They got Brendan Rodgers playing second base. Altuve's kind of lost a little bit of his range, and so they put him in the outfield, made him an outfielder, and Brendan Rogers is a little bit better infielder.
Right.
Correct.
So
this is a huge matchup, dude. This is a game right here.
All right.
Pinch
Let's see
running
what
it.
we got going on. They put a pinch runner in so that guy can try to score from first base on a double. So Mr. Rogers' neighborhood here from down under. Hee-haw.
I don't love this matchup if I'm a Giants fan. I just don't. I don't know why. He's 0-1 right now, though. I just feel like Altuve is the type of guy that's like, dude, save the gimmicks, man. I don't care where you're fucking throwing from. I got this. 0 balls, 1 strike. There's a good swing you want. A little 83 like sinker or something.
Yeah, sink piece. All right, so now he's got him 0-2. He's got all kinds of shit he can do right here. Let's see what happens.
I mean, do you stay with the fastball away?
You got to go away. You can't let him beat you to the short porch.
I'm not hanging a slider.
Look, Bailey's way the hell out there.
Yeah, he threw it up there. There we go.
All right.
You got to look the hustle. That's big.
What the hell's going on with the second baseman here? Jesus.
Well, Casey
Get
Smith
out of the play.
It was Koss going after him. I mean, he's a young go-hard rookie, man, trying to make his way in the world.
No kidding.
No,
hey, I did that a bunch. Dude. Not necessarily in San Francisco because, Robbie Thompson and I were on the same page. But, especially when I got to Texas, we'd have some of those young guys. Like, one of them was Jeff Fry, and then I had another one was Benji Gill was over there for a little bit. And then I had another one that was over there. And they'd come try to run over there. I got it. I'm like, get the hell out of here. I took 3 steps away from my position. Just because you're running your ass over here, this is my ball. Get out of here. And I'd literally call them off, and people are like, hey, he's got priority over you. I don't give a fuck if he's got priority over me. He's running, and I'm camped underneath it.
Hey, Mr. Eric, what's your opinion on the Yankees' new Torpedo bats?
Well, your dad and I discussed this earlier, Trey, and I actually think that they're fucking cheating. So
to be totally
bullshit.
I was thinking the same thing, except it's just
it's a new fad.
Yeah, but
it's a fad. But I think they're cheating, Trey. I just said your dad made the best point. Like, you're getting jammed all the time, and now because you're getting jammed. It's like, dude, are we paving the roads for the for the kids, or you know that old thing, right?
Hey, Big Mike, it's another one of them participation trophy things that you love to talk about.
Yeah. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's has to do with the analytical guys.
Yeah, definitely does.
Like that.
Definitely does. But
Trey, I don't like it because I wanted to use it, man. If you give me one of those fucking bats, I would have raked.
You give me one of those bats when I was freaking 6 or 7.
I mean,
like I told you, it's a freaking Bam Bam bat.
Yeah, like bowling pin.
Yep, you're right.
That's so good.
Yeah, but we're kind of purist about like where the barrel is and stuff like that.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it. Purists. I like that, Trey. That was awesome.
No, it's true, Trey, and I hear you, and I understand. It's just you're taught. This is your sweet spot, so you're moving your sweet spot. You're moving your sweet spot from here to here.
Yeah.
Right?
So what you're doing is, you're trying to hit the ball here all the time, and you've been working your ass off till you get to the major leagues to hit the ball right here, and you flat out can't do it. So guess what? Some analytical meathead says, well, all right, let's move all the shit down here because you're getting jammed.
Yeah, but it's
figure out how to hit in the first fucking place.
I get it, but it's working. So if you're Anthony Volpe, you're like, what do I care?
Yeah, no. And that's why he's loving life. He hit another – I told you, he hit another homer today. They were trying to go away. They threw it in. But then the next at-bat, they were like, we ain't missing in. They were way the fuck out there.
Bailey's up. Koss is on deck. I don't know. Do you like the matte black helmets? I kind of like the shiny.
Yeah, I like the shiny. I always had shiny. The only time they weren't shiny is when you kept grabbing them with all the pine tar, and the pine tar would make it not shiny.
Like Manny Ramirez.
And you know what else they got to do, by the way, with their uniforms on the road?
But
Get rid of the fucking San Francisco. Just SF.
Yeah.
I loved your guys' road unis back in the day, man.
they were awesome. They were just
They were my
simple.
number one. That was my favorite uniform. The gray SF boom patch right there.
Yep, old school. And we didn't
2
have
hours just like that, by the way.
And another thing too that they did too is they switched the colors to the cream. We were white. Look at your jersey right there in front of you. I like the white. So,
Totally
anyway.
agree. That cream sucks ass. Oh,
Hey,
Cost going for a little base hit. Oh, fuck, he
Ooh.
can run, man.
Yeah, you got that in line pretty good.
Look, his wife, Laura, his daughter, he's got the wedding ring hanging on the chain. I was wondering if he was married. And then they show the wife and the daughter. I mean, how old is Koss?
I don't know. Let me see.
Is this his major league debut today?
Might be.
Or
I don't know.
has he been around like?
He went to Irvine. We do
Is that
know
where he went?
This should be his first hit. They can't give that an error.
He's 27.
27.
And like you said, he's out of Irvine. He was the Rockies' 12th round pick in 2019.
Is that his first big league hit?
That's his first big league hit.
Yeah, give the ball.
Get him the ball,
Yeah.
baby. Get him the ball.
That's great because you
I
have
believe it's his major league debut right now.
Yeah, that's what we talking about just now.
How's Casey Schmidt been doing?
He had a kind of a average spring training, but they wanted to go with some extra infielders. So, Casey's big thing is he pulls off bad. So if he can ever stay on the ball and drive up the middle the other way, that's when he's going good. But he gets pull happy.
He's got some clean looking shoes. They keep going back to Koss's wife and daughter.
Well, that means that Kruk and Kipe are talking about him on the broadcast.
Yeah.
As they should. I mean, what a good story.
Picked the first.
Well, here's the thing, man. This is big with a lefty. You throw 2 times over to first base, I'm gone. Right?
See ya.
First move.
Yep.
They made this shit easy.
They made it easy. Listen to him.
Fuck, I would have had 100 stolen bases if I played today. In 1 year. I mean, I stole 50 in a year. I think I could double it up.
Good.
It's an aggressive statement.
Up here.
Yeah, they're talking about the speed, obviously. You can see it down the line.
There's Ryan Walker.
That ball's outside.
Yeah.
Did you see them use the automated strike zone in spring training, Thrill?
I did not. Did they?
Yeah, so they used automated strike zone where you could challenge a call. And then they said there was on average is about 4 challenges a game. And it typically was about like 52% of the calls that they challenged, they overturned. 48% they kept.
Really?
That was it, yeah.
Huh.
Pretty easy.
I know that they, the catcher and the hitter, I mean, all of a sudden everybody like grabs the top of their head and I'm like, what the shit? And then they replay it. I saw that last year when I visited one of the minor league teams. I'm like, what the hell?
They had it in AAA is where they had it.
Oh, okay. That's what it was.
Trey, are you a proponent of the automated strike zone and the challenges, or are you more of the same type of guy that doesn't want the barrel to move and you're more the purist?
Well, it's a new thing that was happening in spring training, and they're not using it right now. But I heard that they're going to be using it next year. But however, I'm not really that big a fan of it.
You know what you're going to do? You and I kind of talked about it, and Trey and I have actually talked about it. If they implement this automatic strike zone and all that, the Major League Umpires Union is going to go off on them.
I don't know.
They might even strike and everything else.
Oh shit!
I just think at this point, because they're going to introduce it with the there's a certain amount of challenges per game, and if you get it wrong, you lose a challenge, and I don't know if the umpires give a fuck anymore. I don't. They're still very relevant. They need to be there. I would do every pitch. That's my humble opinion, but I like to get shit right.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
right? Either ball's in or out. I mean, that's. I was thinking about it in pickleball terms. Tennis has fucking drilled it, man. Tennis has gotten it right.
Yeah.
If the ball's out, it's just beep.
Yeah. Out.
It's out.
Yep.
If the ball's in, it's in. You're not getting your shit. Hey, how about Ryan Walker thrill?
So here we got Ryan Walker. Absolutely no fun for a right-hander. He throws across his body, throws mid to upper 90s, and with a big sweeping curveball sweeper. But what he did last year was he added a changeup to his arsenal to make him better against left-handers, and he's actually done a pretty damn good job since he took over the closer role.
So he throws a first pitch slider, which I don't like. I mean, I'd rather throw him a first pitch fastball, and if he gets a base hit, he gets a base hit. But you're up 2 runs. Let's go after this guy. I'm not fucking around right here.
Well, and then here's another thing, too. There's a lot of times where a guy like this who's facing a guy that's probably going to give him troubles, he'll take the first pitch. Just walk up there and take the first pitch.
2 balls, 1 strike, the filthy slider. That's unhittable.
Yep.
That's nasty, dude. You could see why and how right-handers hate facing him.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, his front foot is stepping towards the third base dugout, and he's throwing from like the third base side.
Watch this. This is a foul ball. 83. Little ship. Oh, look at those Nolan Ryan old school Astro jerseys. Man, I can use this.
Yeah, that's the what did they call him? The sunrise tequila sunrise. Yep, there it is, right there. Look at you go. Look at you go.
I mean,
you broke it out.
That thing's pretty, isn't it?
There you go. All right, make a pitch right here. Make a pitch. Come on. Make a pitch.
Let's see here. Fastball drilled to right field, little sinking line. That's a good play.
You got a man there.
I mean,
that's the thing about Walker. Because we got it on the game day on the computer right here. He threw like 5 balls right there, like dead center, like cut right down the middle, and one of them got hit. It's when you're that funky, you have guys that miss good pitches to hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's nasty. That's 96 on the upper inner corner of the box. 0-1 to Yordan Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
Alvarez beat a ball on the ground his last time up against Webb. He gets this one in the air. That's going to be a can of shit. Look at this guy. Koss is so excited to catch a fucking ball in the big leagues. I mean, this guy. Look at him. 27. He's got the wife. He's got the kid. And he's like he's 9 years old again. Playing in the local Little League in Riverside.
All right, here we go. Come on, big boy. Finish it up. We got Christian Walker up. Let's go. You faced this guy a bunch before in the past.
I mean, look at all the empty seats in Houston.
Yeah, Walker versus Walker. Trey just said it. Nice job. Do something on that one. I like that one, Trey.
Christian Walker, mentioned it earlier, South Carolina Gamecock legend.
He's a cock.
Was known as a rooster.
You're right, Trey.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Whoever came up with
love those nicknames. Hell yeah!
Whoever came up with that?
Yeah, no kidding.
0 balls, 2 strikes, dude. He's virtually unhittable when it comes to the righty on righty. And don't get me wrong, like you could do it, but he's 96, right?
Yeah,
he's like living in the 96 range. And that slider's just devastating.
But the thing is, it's like he's stepping here and he's throwing from way over here, and you're like, oh shit, where's the ball coming from?
Check that. I think he went.
Good Lord, that ball was in the
I'm
other.
not handing this back. I'm gonna check it first.
That ball was in the other batter's box.
It was in the other batter's box, but he was still like this. All right, Ryan Walker versus Christian Walker. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're watching DEUCES WILD here at No Filter Network. Routine ground ball that Damas in his purple glove over at first base. And that's it. Giants win.
Wego.
Hey, Mr. Eric, thank you for having me on the show, and thank you for having me on the show.
You
Appreciate
got it. Hey, look, everybody in the chat room. TC's the man.
Yeah.
All 4 number 1 picks for the final 4.
Yeah.
Little bet online, baby. We're going to make a wager for you.
Yeah.
Thrill, I got the family downstairs waiting for me for dinner. Any final thoughts on tonight's Giants game or torpedo bats or anything else?
Oh, God almighty. We had the torpedo bats. We got the big gloves. We had Profar suspension, all kinds of stuff. But the big thing is the Giants 4-1 starting off the year. They opened up once again on the road, which I know the Giants like to do because they like to get into the summertime and have a lot of home games for, the kids and the fans to see, during the summertime. So, Brandon Webb gets his first win of the season. Ryan Walker gets his second save of the season. Camilo Duvall had stepped in and got a few saves for Walker when he was on the shelf. And, it's good to see the Gigantes coming up with some timely hitting. They actually got a little power. Got to get a few guys going. We talked about it. Lamont Wade's got to get going, people like that. But in the meantime, I'm liking the 4-1 start, and you keep winning series, especially on the road, that bodes for a good year.
Real quick question before we go, Thrill. Is the National League West the best division in baseball?
Yes. I mean, you could argue the NL East, and you could argue, for a little bit the NL East, but you run the Diamondbacks, ourselves, the Padres, and the Dodgers out there. Oh, I mean that's no day at the beach right there.
Yeah, but you could make the argument of the AL East. I get it. You got the Yankees, you got the Red Sox, you got the O's, you got the Bluebirds, you got the Rays. Like, that's solid, right?
Yeah.
Red Sox obviously off to a tough start. Rays off to a really good start, as a matter of fact. They're sitting atop the NL East. But we're looking at 4 teams, the Dodgers, Padres, Giants, and Diamondbacks, that are going to be well over 500 in my humble opinion.
Yeah, and on top of that, every game that they play, mark my word, every game they play is going to be freaking like Game 7 of the series. I mean, because every time you play in your division, because we even talked about it. I mean, they don't play in their division in April. They got 19 games in their division in September. So the season is backloaded. But it's gonna be a grind all the way to the end.
So if you take away the Rockies, the National League West, the Dodgers have won 6 in a row. The Padres have won 5 in a row. The Giants have won 3 in a row. The Diamondbacks have won 2 in a row. So that's 6, 5, that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The Dodgers, Padres, Giants, and Diamondbacks have won 16 fucking games in a row, Thrill.
Yep.
Wow. That's impressive, man. Look out.
It is impressive. And, like I said, I mean, that's why, I went on my little tantrum about, the schedulers. It's like, hey, the fans who are in the audience, fans that are in the chat room right now, they want to see the freaking Giants and Dodgers. They want to see the Giants and Padres right out the chute. They want to see what do we have and how do we match up against our division. And to, catch all that shit later on down the road, I don't like it.
I hear you. Well, it's good for the NL West because none of them are fucking losing right now. They're all out there kicking ass. So
They're out there. They're out there doing their thing, beating up on the guys they're supposed to beat up on. And believe it or not, I mean, you don't hear this too often, but Giants will come out tomorrow and go for the sweep on the road. So pretty solid.
Yep. Speaking of the road, I'm on the road. I'm going to North Carolina. I'll be back east. If you need anything, just let me know.
When are you going to be returning? Are we doing a show next week?
Oh yeah, I'll be back Sunday.
Okay, cool. All right, well, enjoy Southern hospitality.
I will. I love the South, man.
Yeah, enjoy some Southern hospitality and play badminton to the best of your ability.
It's called pickleball.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's badminton with a freaking wiffle ball. I'm sorry. My bad.
Rodolfo fucking loved it. Easy.
Hell yeah. Hey, dude, good show. I mean, we had a week, with opening day and all that sort of stuff. Really good show. Had a lot to talk about, and capped off by your convincing come from behind sprint to the end to beat Ricky Henderson, Dennis Eckersley, and Raleigh Fingers. Take that.
Fantastic. Tara says badminton with a torpedo paddle. I need to get a torpedo paddle.
Oh my God. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's make the end of the paddle like really small and like by the handle like huge.
Battleboard Mike says tennis court ping pong. What? Fuck you, dude.
Hey, you the one keep letting him on there in the knock room, so don't give me none of that shit.
Oh, I'm just glad the storm is finally passed. We got all kinds of fresh powder out on the mountain. This is
Oh, and by the way, wait. I got one more. Hang on. I got one more photo for everybody. Speaking of fresh powder, here's our esteemed weatherman to the stars. No Filter Network, weatherman to the stars. Once again, showing nipples. He's got the little pom-pom on top of his beanie head there, and forecast of snow in the Truckee area.
Yep, that was this morning. Hey guys, Stormy Burns out here with your April 1st No Filter Network Lake Tahoe weather report. Currently, it is 26 degrees and fucking snowing. Yes, Ron, this is snow, not blow. That's the type of powder that you like. I understand that, but this is snow. This is good for the environment.
Hey, just look at it this way. All right, I love you to death. You're at 26 degrees. I'm at 82. So,
I'm going to come get some of that Southern hospitality.
Hey, put it this way. We legitimately right now have this much yellow pollen on my truck sitting in the driveway. Every day I got to bring the truck to the car wash. Otherwise, it looks yellow.
Jason says Stormy for president. I'm with you. I totally agree.
Hey,
Thrill. But before we get off here, I'd like to give a little bit of love to Penguin. This is a straight Penguin outfit. This is some new pickleball gear I got from Penguin Sport. I'll be repping it this weekend in North Carolina, and very grateful. So potential new title sponsor at DEUCES WILD for all.
Hey, Penguin, keep sending the gear to my pickleball buddy. Please do. He is stuck in the sport, and he will never be leaving.
All right, Thrill. Have a great week, man. We'll see you next Tuesday. And,
we will see you guys next Tuesday, and the Giants will have been back at home, so we'll have a homestand to talk about.
I was going to say, when's the home opener? Are you going out for it?
No, I'm not going out. Rodolfo wants me to come out, but Rodolfo, I ain't coming out. I will be in San Francisco end of April for Brandon Crawford's ceremony on, I think it's Saturday the 26th. Brandon Crawford's getting his plaque put on the wall outside and all that, and I'll be out there. So for that one.
Maybe I'll meet you out there for an adult beverage when the
that'll be good. And then the other time I'll be out there, I will be out in San Francisco for the big long homestand, middle of May. So those are my two trips to San Francisco early on, and we're figuring out the rest of the schedule.
All right, I love it. All right, Thrill. Have a great week. Send my best to the fam. Wait, hold on.
Enjoy Small Vision. Tell Colton I said hey, and